Welcome back, everyone. Ready for another deep dive?
Absolutely. What are we looking at today?
Today, we're taking a close look at Bring a Trailer.
Bat. Sounds fun.
You know it. Specifically, today on BAT, Tuesday, October 1st, 2024, 163 auctions are closing today.
Wow, that's a lot of cars.
It is, and another 161 just opening up, so plenty to talk about.
I'm already overwhelmed and we haven't even started.
Well, buckle up. We've got vintage Aston Martins, a 91 Nissan Skyline GTR.
Oh, a Skyline. Those are iconic.
And get this, an ex-Alfred Hitchcock Bentley.
Now that's a car with stories to tell. So 163 auctions closing, is that a lot?
It's a good sign for the market, that's for sure. And the variety is amazing, from those high-end classics to more accessible enthusiast cars.
It really does show how diverse the collector car world is. It's not just about the ultra-wealthy anymore.
Exactly. Speaking of high-end, yesterday's top sellers were pretty impressive.
Oh, yeah. Tell me about it.
Well, a 1972 Ferrari Dino 246 GT went for $397,000.
Those dinos are always in demand. Beautiful cars.
And on a completely different note, a 1989 Porsche 911 Turbo Coupe with the slant nose conversion went for $177,930.
The slant nose. A classic modification. It gives the 911 such a unique look.
It's amazing how a modification can completely change a car's presence.
Absolutely. It's those little details that can make all the difference in the collector car world.
Okay, but I have to circle back to that Alfred Hitchcock Bentley. Owning a car with Hollywood history is something else.
It really is. Imagine the conversations that happened in that car.
Right. But before we get too starstruck, you mentioned the Dino 246 GT. What makes that model so sought after?
Well, first off, it's a Pininfarina design. Pure automotive art, those flowing lines.
It's quintessentially Ferrari.
It is. Even though it didn't actually wear the Ferrari badge originally, which is an interesting tidbit.
A little rebellion within the Ferrari family. I like it.
Exactly. And it was a departure for Ferrari in terms of the engine. They used a V6 instead of their trademark V12.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It was actually a tribute to Enzo Ferrari's son, Dino. He had championed the development of that V6 engine, but sadly he passed away at a young age. So the Dino became his legacy.
Wow. History and human drama all wrapped up in one car. No wonder it's so coveted. Okay, let's shift gears here. I spotted a one-owner Plymouth Prowler Black Tie Edition.
The Prowler? Now that's a unique car.
Right. And this special edition is even more interesting.
Tell me more. What makes it so special?
Well, it was only offered in 2001, black on black with unique interior trim. Apparently they only made about 1,000 of them.
A rare bird indeed. It's great to see BAT featuring cars like the Prowler. It's not all just Ferraris and Lamborghinis.
Absolutely. And speaking of things that aren't cars.
Wait, there's more than cars on BAT. I'm intrigued.
Oh, yeah. I saw a set of Ferrari Monza SP1 driver accessories by Berluti and Loro Piana. Talk about high-end.
Ferrari and high-end fashion houses. Now that's a collaboration I can get behind.
But how do these non-car items fit into the whole collector market?
You know, it's a great question. It's about more than just the cars themselves. These accessories, crafted by these luxury brands, often in collaboration with automakers, become collectible in their own right.
So we're talking about luggage sets, driving gloves, things like that.
Exactly. And because they're often produced in limited numbers and tied to a specific car or brand, they can be just as sought after as the cars themselves.
It's like owning a piece of the automotive dream, even if you don't own the car.
Exactly. They tap into that desire for brand association, for exclusivity. Plus, just like classic cars, their value can fluctuate, so they can be a good investment for some people.
Fascinating. And speaking of fascinating, I have my eye on the 1962 Lancia Flaminia 2.53C convertible.
Now that's a classic. What do you think of it?
Honestly, my Lancia knowledge is a little rusty. What makes this model stand out?
Ooh, where to begin? The Flaminia is often overlooked, but it's a true gem in the classic car world. It was a luxurious grand tourer, meant to compete with the likes of Maserati and Ferrari.
Sounds impressive. What about this particular model?
The 2.53C convertible is especially special because of its rarity and elegance. They didn't make many of them. And the design, well, it's simply stunning.
Elegance is an understatement. Those lines are gorgeous.
Right. And under the hood, you've got a powerful V6 engine with triple Weber carburetors. It's a true embodiment of Italian automotive artistry.
Italian automotive artistry. I like the sound of that. But, you know, it seems like every car on BAT has a story to tell.
They really do. Each one is a little window into automotive history.
It's true. Before we get completely lost in the listings, though, let's take a look at BAT's comment of the day.
Always a highlight. What is it today?
Today's is short and sweet. Thank you, it's amazing. I have a 2022 Flying Spur, now I have an original. Sounds like someone scored a coveted part for their Bentley.
That's what I love about the community aspect of BAT. It's not just about owning these valuable assets. It's about the thrill of the hunt, the satisfaction of preserving automotive history.
It's true. Even finding that one original part can be just as exciting as buying the whole car.
Absolutely. It's about authenticity, about connecting with a car's heritage on a deeper level.
It really does. It's about connecting with a car's heritage, like you said. Speaking of heritage, there's a certain British classic on today's list I'm dying to get your take on. A 1952 Jaguar XK120 fixed head coupe.
Ah, the XK120. A true icon.
Right. This car just screams elegance and power.
It does. The fixed head coupe with those sleek aerodynamic lines. It was the body style to have. When it debuted in 1948, it was lauded as the fastest production car in the world. Imagine that.
Wow. It really captured a moment in time, didn't it? That post-war optimism, the glamour of British sports cars.
Absolutely. But it wasn't just about looks. The XK120 was technologically advanced for its time, too. Independent suspension. A powerful engine.
It was a proper driver's car.
Exactly. Those innovations weren't just about speed. They made the car handle beautifully.
It's fascinating how these cars represent not just a different era of design, but a different era of engineering.
Precisely. You see that time and time again on BAT. Each car is like a little time capsule of automotive innovation.
It's true. It makes you appreciate the craftsmanship and ingenuity that went into these machines. Okay, we've talked European classics, but let's shift gears geographically and talk about a Japanese icon, the 1991 Nissan Skyline GTR.
The R32. Godzilla.
Right. Why does this car have such a devoted following, even today?
Well, for starters, it was a beast on the track. In the early 90s, it dominated touring car racing. Its all-wheel drive system and turbocharged engine were revolutionary for the time.
It earned that nickname Godzilla for a reason.
It did. But it wasn't just its performance that made it legendary. It became a pop culture icon, appearing in video games, movies. Even today, you see its influence in car culture.
It's amazing how certain cars transcend just being vehicles. They become cultural touchstones. But let's not get too nostalgic. We've got to talk about what's coming up for sale on BAT.
All right, what's catching your eye?
I noticed a 2024 Porsche 911 GT3 RS Weissach listed in the new auctions.
Ooh, now you're talking. The GT3 RS is already an incredible performance car. How about that Weissach package, though?
That's what I want to know. What does the Weissach package even add?
Basically, it takes an already hardcore track car and makes it even more extreme. Lightweight components, aerodynamic enhancements, a fine-tuned chassis.
It sounds like a race car you can drive on the street.
Basically. They really push the limits with the Weissach package.
Okay, that's going straight to the top of my dream garage list. But hold on. What is this? A water car Panther.
Oh.
A water car Panther. Did I read that right?
You know, I'm not sure I've ever seen one of those on BAT before. It's an amphibious vehicle. Drives on land, transitions right into the water.
Wait, seriously? This thing can swim?
It can. It's powered by a Honda engine and can hit some pretty impressive speeds both on land and in the water.
Okay, that's officially the ultimate weekend toy. You could really surprise some people at the boat ramp. It's incredible how BAT has this incredible range, from supercars to, well, amphibious cars.
Talk about variety.
Speaking of variety, let's get back to the classics for a minute. This listing for a 1967 Lamborghini 400 GT22 project caught my eye.
A project car, huh? Those are always a gamble.
Right. But a Lamborghini project from the late 60s, that's both exciting and a little terrifying.
I can see that. The 400 GT22 is a gorgeous car, though. One of the most beautiful Lamborghinis ever made, in my opinion. Designed by Ferrari Touring, no less.
And with that Lamborghini V12 engine, even in need of some work, it must be something special.
Oh, absolutely. A car like that deserves to be brought back to its former glory.
You know, it's incredible how these cars, even just as projects, hold so much allure.
They do. There's a certain magic to them. It's like they're just waiting for someone to bring them back to life. A lot of potential in a project car, that's for sure.
That's the beauty of the car world, I guess. There's something for everyone. Whether you're looking for a pristine classic, a modern supercar, or a project car that needs a little love, there's a car out there waiting on her.
And who knows, you might just find it on BAT.
It really is. We've covered some incredible vehicles today. What stands out to you most about Bring a Trailer after exploring it in depth like this?
That's a tough one. You know, I think it's how BAT manages to be both a marketplace and a museum.
I like that. A marketplace and a museum.
Yeah. On the one hand, you have these incredible vehicles changing hands, the thrill of the auction, people trying to score their dream cars.
Right, the excitement of it all.
Exactly. But at the same time, it's this digital archive of automotive history. You can learn so much just by browsing the listings.
And it's not just for seasoned collectors either, is it? I mean, I feel like anyone can go on BAT-T and find something that interests them.
Oh, absolutely. You can find anything on there. $1 million Ferrari, sure, but also more quirky, unique cars.
Like that water car Panther.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There's something for everyone, and I think that's really cool.
It's like a global car meet, but online. And speaking of connecting with others, you really get that sense of community on BAT-T, don't you think?
Oh, for sure. We saw it with the comment of the day. Someone who was just over the moon to find that original part for their Bentley.
That's what it's all about.
It is. It's that shared passion, you know. It's not just a hobby, it's a community.
Well said. Well, this deep dive into Bring a Trailer has been a wild ride. I feel like we've only just scratched the surface.
Barely. There's always more to discover on BAT-T. It's like going down a rabbit hole of automotive awesomeness.
That's a perfect way to put it. So, to everyone listening, if you've ever been even a little bit curious about the world of collectible cars, go check out Bring a Trailer. You might be surprised at what you find.
And you just might discover a new passion.
Until next time, keep those engines revving.